Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. It's another Blu Ray pickup video. This time I have picked up 5 Criterion discs from a recent sale that I found online. Ridiculous bargains, second-hand copies, but you know, really good sales prices, and they all came perfectly wrapped. You know, some of them had packaging, some of them didn't. They all came with the booklets. They all look pristine condition. Very happy with them. So let's just dive into the movies that I picked up this time. First up is Tootsie. This is one that I have wanted for the longest time. I remember watching this a lot in the late 80s when I first discovered it. I remember thinking it was hilarious. Dustin Hoffman was great. He is an actor, if I remember rightly, that can't get a job, so he creates this alter ego, this female character that suddenly becomes extremely popular, and it leads to certain hijinks and things like that. I can't really remember too much more about it other than I really enjoyed this thing, watched it a lot, but it has been at least 25 years since I've seen this, which is a ridiculously long time. It's a lifetime ago, so I'm looking forward to checking it out again. And you know, ever since this got released in the UK, I've been having my eye on it for the longest while. Finally pulled the trigger. Howard Hawks' Only Angels Have Wings. I don't know too much about this. I know Hawks, I know his work, and you know, he's got quite a pedigree behind him. I know it's a sort of action adventure type thing. I don't really want to read too much more into it because I just want to stick this one on, experience it, see what it's got to offer. Sometimes it's the best way to watch movies, you know, zero expectations, zero preconceptions about what it's going to be. Just put it on, let the movie play, see how it turns out. Next up is In a Lonely Place, starring Humphrey Bogart. This one, again, I didn't know anything about. I read a sort of brief synopsis to see if it was my cup of tea, and it kind of seems like a really mishmash of certain things. It seems like a kind of drama mixed with a murder mystery, which really kind of grabs my attention and makes me really curious about this one. Bogart plays a washed-up screenwriter who gets embroiled in this murder mystery, and he has to get the help of some other character who's equally as damaged as he is. Sounds great. Sounds a little bit like The Long Good Night, that type of vein, but earlier set. Yeah, definitely one that had my attention. This was recommended to me by a friend who said that I would like it, so that's why I picked this one up. I've stalled a little bit on my silent film school that I was doing with Luke Ryan, but I'm still picking up these silent movies because of his passion, because of his enthusiasm for this kind of genre. I really wanted to say jump right into it. So I've seen a little bit of the Buster Keaton stuff, and I've seen some other silent movies like Wings. And there was one big name that I knew of, Harold Lloyd, that I hadn't really seen anything of. So I managed to pick up Speedy and hope that it's going to make it onto my silent film school at some point. Either way, this is something that I will be checking out. It's a person that I've heard of, whose look and appearance strikes a chord of something that I may have seen before, but I don't know if it's just through people talking about it or clips. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And last but not least is Cat People, a movie that I saw for the first time several years ago, and I really love these old school horror movies. They never go for the cheap sort of shocks that you get nowadays. They're more layered, they're more nuanced, they're a little bit character driven. This one is about a woman who kind of turns into a cat and mauls people when somebody's on her case trying to track her down. There's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than just that, but there is some good transition sequences from person to cat during shadows and things like that. People walking behind people down streets, so that familiar trope that you hear of footsteps stopping and starting. This is a movie that it really just caught me off guard when I saw it. This was maybe 3-4 years ago, and I caught it on TV, and it stuck with me, and it was one like I knew I would pick up at some point at the right price. So, and I did manage to get it. So there we have it, my 5 Criterion discs that I picked up. I managed to pick them up for just under £7 each. They are all perfect condition. Some of them I've took the wrappers off already. Most of them, in fact all of them, had the booklets. These were terrific bargains. 2 movies I've seen, 3 I haven't, which is always exciting, and I look forward to checking them out. So what I know from you is, what's a good Criterion movie to pick up? What's the best? What's the landmark edition? I don't mean just movie, but with additional features as well. What is the standout in this collection? Let me know, something I can check out, possibly purchase. And I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.